Hey there guys, the title of today's lesson is one note guitar solos. That's a slight misnomer. We're not going to play with only one note today, but we are definitely going to base our solo around one note. That said, the warm-up exercise is literally playing with one note, so I might choose the open B string. I was doing something like that recently, and my beautiful wife, who films these videos for me, was sitting next to me. She's like, "What are you doing? That's not anything, and that's easy to do." So I gave her my guitar and said, "All right, do it." And it's surprisingly difficult to play a very basic rhythmic pattern or rhythmic strum with or without the pick. It's surprisingly difficult to play just a very, very basic repetitive rhythm at a high quality level. Obviously anyone can do it badly or poorly and with mistakes and with rhythmic inconsistencies and stuff like that. But to actually sit there with your instrument, and I might invite you to do this, just sit there with your instrument. So I've chosen the B string and I'm using a pick, but you can choose any note and with or without pick or whatever. And so on and so forth, and trying to make, so I was tapping my foot then as well to get a bit of a rhythm going. Actually just doing something that basic, it's deceptively difficult. So as I said, I invite you to have a try at playing literally one note with a rhythm. And if you listen closely and if you are honest with yourself about the quality level of what you're actually playing, I strongly suspect you will learn something, which is what it's all about, learning something. Once you're comfortable doing the one note thing, we get to what I call a one note solo, which as I said is a slight exaggeration. Let me play for you a bit of a one note solo. What I mean in this application is that we're basically always aiming for the same note. So we have a very clear core note and we're going to keep approaching it from different places. So I might choose the B note on the 4th fret of the G string. So we're always coming back to this B note. And I can do things with it. I can do some sliding. But it's very obviously the core of the piece of music. And you can get a bit trickier, like go backwards down a scale. That's from Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach, the Toccata in D minor, one of my favorite pieces. But once again, so often, the instinct of a guitarist, myself included, many of my students, many people I've met, is that we want to move a lot of fingers, we want to strum a lot, we want to play a lot of notes. And so I'm inviting you to really settle back into a groove. So say you're in E minor, we take an E note, the 5th fret of the B string. And we really just explore that note. And we have these little occasional excursions to surrounding notes, but we always come back to our home note, which the easiest way to do it is a root note, so like C major chord, C note, E chord, E note, pretty obvious. It's amazing, once again, that you take, and so many of you will be like, "Oh, this is so simple, this is so stupid, I'm so far past this," and like, that's good, I hope you are. So what I would invite you guys to do as well as the beginners is to simply master this exercise. It should be very, very easy then for you to just take one note and dance around it a little bit. But you have to be honest with yourself that you're playing it perfectly. And as I said, so often I will suspect that you will have some inconsistencies, some flaws, some rhythmic problems, some missed picks, some missed strings, and so on and so forth. And those seemingly insignificant mistakes, if they can be erased, will lead you to becoming an excellent guitar player. And if those seemingly minor mistakes are repeated whenever you play, you'll be stuck as an average player, and that's not what we're here for. So good luck with your one note solos. Do the single note exercise, the literal single note, and do the one that's based on a single note with its neighborly friends joining in as well. Thank you for watching. Good luck, practice hard. I'll see you next time.